Welcome back, guys, to the Sip and Unpacking. This is unfortunately our last episode. I know we've been giving you guys a lot of fashion.
Sad.
I know, and
We'll be back
with the fashion, with the vibe. I mean, we also have our event host and all of that.
and
With the sips,
unpacking.
the cocktails. I mean, the cocks with the tails.
Yes.
Anyways,
Yes.
since this is our wrap-up episode, guys, but we of course have like a bonus episode, but let's not like spoil it for them, right?
Yeah, they have to keep
Yeah,
up.
just keep up. You know what I mean?
Surprise.
Anyways, right now, guys, we need to talk about the highlights of the show, what you picked. That even when somebody mentions the show, you can be like, I cannot forget that scene in the series.
I think for me, it's not just one thing. For me, it's how they went out of their way to embody luxury. They went out of their way to show that, you know, I feel like somebody mentioned it even on the show itself, where when you think about Africa, you think of this, you think of that, but no, there's this other side. There's this young, famous, and African side. So they went out of their way to show us a life I want, honestly. They showed me a life I want. So kudos to that.
Well, for me, I feel like it's Annie's and Tubaba's relationship. That was the main highlight. Because I'm like, girl, why are you still sticking where there are 4 kids before your own first child? When you were there
throughout.
first, like, that was like,
He was like, I'm
I was
married
like,
to my first kiss, my
niggas
first son,
ain't
my
shit.
first everything. Maybe you shouldn't be, honey.
niggas ain't shit. I
You should
cannot.
reconsider that.
Ride or die. Ride or die.
No, and she's
She's dying.
dying. She's gone.
And Two
He's
Faces-
riding. He's riding. Convertible, drop top. He's enjoying.
Yeah, he is really
He's
enjoying.
enjoying.
He is. You know what's so funny right now? It's how Omina. It's quite. It's. Are you Innocent fan? Two-Face fan? Are you like Innocent?
Two Baba 2.0.
I just know.
2.0.
4 Baba.
Wait for Baba. Double.
I just know one of his songs. You are my African queen.
Now I'm concerned. Which African queen?
Actually, apparently he wasn't the primary writer on the song. So he did contribute, but like the lyrics were written by someone else. Something. But like, yeah. So he was just a singer. He was the vessel they used to portray that message. And Annie was like, yeah, that's the African queen. I'm like, never mind, guys.
Girl.
When you're talking about African queens, tell me out. It's fine. It's okay.
And I feel like it's so embarrassing to brag about a man like that. Like,
I think what's embarrassing was her standing at her vows renewal and saying, I know you've let me down before, but here's to 10 more years of cheating. Listen, I would talk to my man like that maybe in private.
But in public?
A bad girl like me saying, please don't
You
cheat,
reckon?
baby. Just a crumb of honesty.
what did Two-Face give to Eddie? Because I wouldn't be there. Personally, after the first one, the honey,
And
why are you still sticking around?
Someone else said, her vows were like well thought out. They were like, I love you, this, that, and his were like, all right, my G. Yeah, see you next time.
And you know
Like
what?
handshaking her and everything. Like, he was not invested.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
not invested at all. But then I feel like you can see from his track record. So
I'm concerned about somebody on the table when we are talking about men that are cheating consistently and he's not
Our
saying
diva.
anything. Our diva ain't saying nothing. I'm
to
concerned.
be fair, we need to normalize polygamy. When I say normalize, okay, I know that's an annoying word, Twitter people, sorry. But like when I say normalize, I don't mean it's for everybody. I just feel like we need to normalize it as an option for those who do want to pursue it.
But I feel like from the beginning we should explore that. Like if we're partners, tell me we're into this
for
kind
sure.
of agreement.
For sure.
Don't surprise me. Don't shock me. Don't embarrass me. I don't like embarrassment.
4 kids.
4 kids, darling, but I've been there throughout.
At every point, okay, so she said she knew him for how many years? But at every point in this how many years, there were 3 full years where someone else, some other woman was carrying his child. 9 months, 36.
You know, the most hilarious thing about this situation is the fact that
36 months.
you would think maybe it's 4 different baby mamas.
Is it? It's not?
No, it's not.
Who are his baby mama?
2. It's 2. He has like.
He has other wives.
Because at that point, can we still call them baby mamas?
Those are not side chicks.
No, not at all, honey.
not side
It's another
chicks.
family.
Yeah.
Period.
2 more.
I mean, yeah. Omina,
Yeah.
I'm concerned.
Well, I thought we'd talk about highlights, right?
Yeah,
Those are your highlights.
of course.
But one thing that I appreciated about the show at the end of the day is seeing the growth in the individuals that we saw.
Who grew?
Who grew?
Right.
Because Zari still the same. She's still that girl.
So let me finish, yeah? I think what we saw with Naked at the end of the show when he approached Swanky and apologized,
Okay.
right? What we saw with how he approached Kanye and had a civil conversation about it. You know, I was speaking to some people, and their opinion was, you know, Naked was their favorite character, and I was like, right, why do you think so?
I really liked Naked
and they
too.
spoke about how he was very frank, and he's been very frank
I didn't like
from
him.
the beginning, right? But even in his ability to own up to who he is and the mistakes he's made, we've seen that grow over the course of the show. And I feel like the conversations lean. I know, like, one thing that we're going to talk about is how this show has been portrayed on social media as well, right? But the conversations are not leaning as much to the individual elements that we've seen progressively change over the course of the show. Yes, there's a glam. Yes, there's etc. There's a drama. Oh, whose baby mama is
The
doing
sauce.
what? But there's something that we've seen from these individual characters, episode by episode to episode. We saw Kanye in episode 1 talking about, oh, I know Annie's weakness. She shouldn't have revealed that weakness.
Yeah.
Remove.
Then at the end of the show, we see a very different.
Saying I love you. Blah,
We'll see
blah,
how
blah.
that is. Even if it's clickbait, even if it's whatever, in the context of
They look like
the
besties now.
episodes that was there,
Yeah.
we saw that growth. We saw people rally behind each other. We saw people rally, and I'm sure one of the questions that we asked is, you know, are these people still in touch after the show? Are these people, were the relationship built over the course of this show actually what they were portrayed to be, that, you know, we've come together to do this program? We don't hang out on a regular,
No, we don't.
but this show could create something between us in our art, in our careers, in our professions that would translate into something. That's something which the biggest highlight that I saw from this entire show was the fact that they were able to grow beyond the boundaries
And
of what they
maintain
were
their
called to
connections.
do and represent with the show.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Also,
Yeah.
something that was extremely commendable
Yeah.
on Kanye's side, especially leaning into that topic of how her relationship with Annie grew. At one point, I remember her having the conversation with Zari and saying, but we already know this woman's weaknesses. Like, we already know what her downside is, so why would we use it against her? Like, you already know she's struggling with it, so why would you then throw it back in her face all the time?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Zari was that girl. Once she knows your weakness,
Zari was like,
she will use it.
Baba, come here. So your wife was asking. Girl,
You don't do that.
girl.
I feel like for a woman of standards that she portrays, but like I feel like for the woman of standards she portrays herself to be, that was like a low blow.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with what I feel.
Yeah.
I think Zari has
This
always had low
show
blows.
was not 100% unscripted.
No, for sure.
There were people, there's certain people who were tasked with portraying something to carry on the narrative, which is not wrong at the end of the day, because it's a show. We need it to make as much
need some
noise.
drama.
Yeah, we need drama
They need
and
to
all.
keep me around.
Yeah, of course.
So, my word of advice for everyone watching, everyone who, you know, is a fan of the show, do your own research. Look at the show past the episodes, past the production elements, and just get to know about these people's lives more intimately, if you so wish. If you want to make up your minds over what you saw, well and good, you know, run with it, do with it whatever you may, but also dig a little bit deeper, because you've seen a lot of us over this course of the show, but there's so much more to who we are. You know, we're here doing this but like doing this show, giving our opinions about all this. This is our genuine thoughts we
About
have
the
these
show,
conversations, camera on, camera off, and people have lives, camera on and camera off.
For sure.
So guys, if there was to be like a second episode, I mean,
Second
season, who would you love to be there?
2 names.
Okay.
Huda the boss chick from Kenya
Okay.
and a
Nyumbani.
Barbariska Okay.
Everybody has been saying that about Bob
I need to
Risky.
see some Bob Risky. She'll be like, these bitches don't make as much money as I do. These bitches, I'm prettier than you. I'm richer than you.
Wait, pause. He doesn't know Bob Risky.
I don't know.
I'll introduce him to Bob Risky after the show.
A diva like you.
I'm not a diva, I'm a superstar.
Oh, but you've been a diva.
No, even that was diva behavior.
Yeah, exactly. That's a diva behavior.
That's diva behavior. You should know Bob Risky.
I
I'll do
mean,
my research.
A transgender Nigerian socialite.
but personally, I loved this, and I would love to see more personalities bringing more drama. And as much as the thing is unscripted, would love to see more of that unscripted, because there is a lot of argument
No
behind
reality show
that.
is completely and entirely unscripted. It's not realistic. Like, I'm not there to see you every day, wake up, say good morning mom, cook for your mom, wash the dishes, go to bed. No, show me something.
Yeah.
And you don't expect that all this drama, because they said that they shot over the course of a month. Did they not?
I'm not
Because
sure.
Diamond left, he said he was going to be there for a month, he needed to look for a car, and then I don't know. But like, assuming that they shot in the course, say
Of a
even
month.
6 months.
Yeah.
All this drama doesn't.
It
Don't
doesn't.
pack it into
Yeah.
6 months. This is like 3 years worth of drama.
I
you
feel.
know?
I feel what you mean.
So like, there's definitely something they do to escalate it, to make sure that it stays spicy for the school.
You know, another interesting thing that I saw yesterday, they released a teaser for, I think it's the Nosy Teapot or something like that, where they ask questions behind the scenes, the cast, and I only saw 6 of the cast, and there is more than that. Do you think after this season, maybe their relationship afterwards?
After Andile scooping that.
You know what I mean? That's why certain people couldn't be on this show for the Nosy Teapot, because I was expecting to see the entire crew.
Who was missing exactly?
Okay, Annie was missing. Two-Face was
Annie's
missing.
on her honeymoon, guys.
Swanky was missing.
Come on, they shot this in 2021. Whatever
Well,
honeymoon is ended by
honeymoons
now.
No, but apparently she's been having issues after the season has been released.
course.
Because she doesn't like how she was portrayed in the show, just her weaknesses and all of that.
I'd love to hear more from the participants about their thoughts on the show.
Fair?
Scripted.
Unscripted. I feel I feel what you mean. So guys, we just want to leave you right there. Think about the relationship these people still have. Do you think they're still together? Do you think maybe it's just work, that's why they couldn't make it? Or there's some tension that happened after that?
I don't think they can afford Diamond Platinums just back to back to back. And the Nosy Teapot is definitely not going to get East Africa's biggest superstar just kikiing with them. No.
I mean, I think she can get the superstar Diamonds to have him on his events, right, Amina?
I think you can. I think you have a better shot as a person than an institution, actually.
Listen to him talk.
Diamond, we're superstars. Let's talk. Tupatane pale Dar es Salaam pale. Unajua nyumbani, tuongee lugha ya nyumbani. Let's speak
I need
the
to learn
language.
Swahili.
Same,
I need to learn Swahili. I just know
Let's talk.
Nakupenda. That's so bad. I need to upgrade my.
But generally, shout out to every single cast who took their time to contribute to this, because their value that they created went beyond just the show and has really shifted, I'll speak for myself, my perspective on how I look at the journey to success within the context of what I've seen and what I've filtered out and what I've been able to learn from it. That being young, famous, and African has its own definition and meaning to every single person.
Yeah.
And everything that these people brought to the table needs to be appreciated. And I appreciate that so much.
And I also appreciate the producers, because they were trying to show that cosmopolitan Africa, the glitz and the glam of Africa, that was shot in Johannesburg, South Africa, guys. It's not like we're in New York or somewhere out of Africa.
It was all the Raris and
Like the Lambos
the
in Africa. We have the Lambos too. Hey now, put a respect on our
We
name.
need to do this again in Johannesburg.
for sure.
I would love that.
Call me up.
I mean,
know if
with
you-
private jets with the Lambos.
No, if you have-
Because the standards
Y'all
are...
are gonna pick me up on my private jet.
Okay, superstar vibes. We'll see you guys. Please catch us on the next bonus episode that I promised you guys.
Bonus episode.
I mean, I was still with Omina and
Local
Jackie.
noise maker.
Okay.
Cheers, guys.
Your host, Mo. Bye.
See you all after this.